Hi, and welcome to the next installment help video for Molecular Software's Element. Today's topic is dealing with members options. First, once we log into Element, we want to choose Administration from the main menu. And then from the Administration menu, we want to choose Sites. Select the site that we want to modify the options for. Click on the Site options down at the bottom right. Choose Member Options from the Site Options listing, and the Members Options window opens. The first field we have is the administrator email. This is the email address that's going to be used for all notifications for member options. It can also be a comma delimited list of different email addresses, so you could have multiple people receiving the notifications. And again, with Element, anytime that you have any questions within any of the modules, next to the field itself is a help button. You can click on that and gather more information about that particular field. The access levels, the membership options, memberships on all of Element's client sites allow you to have restrictions up to 10 levels. Access level 10 being the highest, access level 1 being the lowest, and anyone that registers for membership will automatically gain access level 1 restrictions, security restrictions. You can also have common names for these access levels, or you could just leave those blank and they'll be listed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For any of these access levels, each access level has its own code that can be applied to that level. So this is very helpful if you are, if you have to have your access level to a particular page and your site has to be purchased, or you want to provide certain individuals access codes that will allow them to be set to an access level upon registration, or when they go back in they can edit their profile and put in an access code. These codes are made up by you and can be anything that you want them to be. So if we made the access level 1 code 1, code 2, we can enter anything we want to in these fields. If we scroll down a little bit, registration form options. When a member registers to when a visitor registers to become a member, these are the fields that can be on the registration form. You can also include a custom form that will have more values or more questions that you may want to ask during the registration. The only ones that will be saved in the members' information within Element will be these fields. Anything that's in a custom form will just be sent to the administrator via email, and they'll have to store that information separately. Show registration login button on protected pages only. What this means is that when there's a registration and a login button in the upper right-hand corner, that will only be displayed on pages that require a login. Any other page will not show these registration and login buttons. So let's take a look at how that works. If we look on our demonstration site, let's say that our About Us page is one that we're going to want to protect and make it so that no one can see the content of this page unless they're registered. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Content Management, and we're going to choose that site, choose Web Pages, and we're going to go to our About Us page. And within our About Us page in the Web Page module, we're going to go down to Web Page Options, and we're going to set that access level to, let's say, Bronze. Once we save that, we're going to see that there's a little padlock in the access level so that we can see that that page is protected. If we go back to that About Us page on the demonstration site and we refresh, we're going to see now that this page's content is protected. And in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to have login and register. Well, when we were discussing where to show these, we say only on password protected pages. You'll see that if we go to the home page, we're not going to see those buttons. If we go to sitemap, we're not going to see those buttons. We're only going to see those where a registration or login is required. So let's pop back over to our site options. Go back in and choose that member options. Now if I turn this off and we click on save, now when I go to the welcome page, you're going to see that it's persistent. They're on every page that we go to. So they can register or log in from any page throughout your site. Let's go ahead and turn that back on again. Include name in registration, make required. Include address, make required. Include year of birth, make required. Publications, opt-in. Include terms of use, include privacy policy. We'll get into all of these. Let's take a look at the registration form. When somebody clicks on register, they're going to be prompted for questions and a challenge phrase. Right now we're saying just get the email address, password, and the challenge. This is the most basic form that you can have in registration, and everything is built off of the visitor's email address. So let's go in and make it so that we have to include the name, make it required, address, we don't want it required, year of birth, but we don't want to make it required. We're going to include the publications opt-in, and let's save that and see how the form has changed. Now when we go in and click on that register form, we're going to see that it's now prompting us for all of that information that we were requesting. Of course, the address is not required, and neither is the year of birth. I would like to receive publications as listed down here for your publications opt-in. If we decide to do and include terms of use and privacy policy, if we click on this, it's going to open up a new option for us to edit the terms for which we want to be displayed in the terms of use. So here we could put in some content, terms of use, and we could just basically put whatever we wanted to in there, click on publish. And if we have this option set to be true, that we want to include terms of use, when we go to that registration form, we're going to see down here, I have read and agreed to the terms of use. Well, they click on the terms of use and it's going to show them what we've typed in. So they would have to opt in to the terms of use in order to register. Same thing applies for the privacy policy, and this is where you could edit the privacy policy. And if we included a custom form and click on save, we're going to see that in that registration form it's going to embed that contact us form that we currently have. Of course, so we're doubling up field first name, last name, but this is just an example that how it embedded those fields from that form into my registration form. So we have the option to expand that registration form to gather any information that we want to get from the member during time of registration or edit or profile edit. So now that we have our form built out for registration, when a user registers, when he fills all this information out and registers, they're going to receive an email, and that email is going to have an activation in it for them. Let's go ahead and make this form a little bit less information here so we don't have to fill out so much. Go ahead and save that. And let's go ahead and register for this site. I'd put in my email address. Choose a password, minimum of 6 characters. Let me make sure I get that in there right. And we're going to put in our challenge phrase. And we're going to click on register. Once I clicked on register, it's going to inform me that an email is being sent to my account. and that I need to click on the activation and then return here in order to log in. What we're going to notice is that over in our members for this site, if we go back over to content management and we choose that site, when we go to members, we're going to see that I've just registered. But we're going to also notice that I'm not enabled yet. I don't have an expiration date. This was the access level that I was automatically assigned to of R10. Email address, there's the full name, but we weren't asking for it on our form. I have the ability to reset their password, accept publications. We see their last login date. And then this is the member's information, but we didn't ask for any of that in our form, so it's not going to be filled in. But from here, I can go ahead and activate this user without them clicking on their activation code that they received in the email. So I can go ahead and do this for them as an administrator. Now, when we go back here, if I click on Go to Login, and I log in using that email address, we're going to see that my access is restricted because I'm only at bronze level. So I was able to log in, and this has changed to log out and profile, but I still can't access this page because I'm only a common user, and this page is set at bronze as its access level. So we can change this member's access level to bronze, click on Save, go back to this. We need to log out in order to be able to log back in with our new credentials. Sorry, I hit log out again. I apologize for that. Okay, now what we're going to see is that I'm currently logged in and I'm able to see the content of that page. I can log out at any time, or I can even go in and change my profile information. So it's going to pop up, let me change my email address, my password. If I had any other fields that were during registration, I'd have the ability to modify those as well. If your member wants to be removed from the membership registry, they need to contact that administrator in order to do so. So let's go ahead and pop back over to member options again under administration. And that gives you an example of the flexibility and the capabilities of the membership registration piece of this. We'll go into more detail on members and how to modify and manage those members when we talk about the membership within the content management help video. And as with all modules within Element, you have the capability to view detailed help about what you're looking for. Under this is member options, and we can get a full detailed description of each of the fields that we've covered in this video. But you can pop back here as often as you want to refresh. And that concludes our help video for member options. Thank you very much.